events, family, and finances.
So be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.
Tune in.
What's up, TikTok family? Y'all are back, by the way. So, welcome back to y'all, you know.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
You know, because it was dark for a day.
Yeah,
So, welcome back, Facebook family. This is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. And, of course, I am JR, and that is my co-host and lovely daughter over there. Charlie, how you doing, Charlie?
Very good. How you doing?
I'm above ground. It's a good day. You know, that's I stand on that.
That's right. Yeah, you should.
Yes, I do. I stand on
10
that.
toes down. I am not going down.
That's right. That's right. This is 10 toes up around these parts. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. Speaking of Facts with Charlie and JR is brought to you by Kiss Wealth Now, and soon to be brought to you by the soon to be up and running Kiss Health Now. Because
That's
without
right.
your health, you know,
can't
your health
get your
is your
wealth.
wealth.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So
Go hand in hand.
Yep. So and Kiss Wealth Now will take care of all of your commercial and residential real estate needs. Tell them how to get you.
Y'all can get me very easy. Y'all can call me. My number 214-738-4913, or you can go to my website, kisswealthnowalltogether.com.
There you go.
That was easy.
I guess I'll get the other little bit of housekeeping out of the way, and I will go ahead and we didn't do that a couple weeks ago. We gotta acknowledge our alter egos.
Okay.
The fly guy and the fly girls. One of the fly girls ain't here, but she's still fly.
That's right. That's right.
But I am. Don't call her the comeback because I've been fly.
That's right. That's right.
And that's Fly Money over there.
Yep. Kiss Wealth Now.
And the second fly girl, the third member of the crew, our producer Kim, she is not here tonight, but Kim is AKA This Shit's Fly. So
That's
what's
right.
up, Kim?
That's right. We know she watching.
We know she watching. That's right. So anyway, we got Gabe on the knobs and faders, although he is not on the knobs and faders at the second, but like the commercial says, he'll be right back.
That's right. That's right. He will be.
So in the meantime and in between time, this is almost like old home week, you know?
Yeah, it is. It
You know.
is. We got our brother here, brother friend in the house, and I love it.
Yeah.
So I had to. So when Dad called me and said Bass is gonna come on, I was like, okay, Sebastian. I only know one Bass. I just gotta make sure it Sebastian. He's like, yeah. Well, I always call him. Well, he calls me California, but he goes, but yeah, Sebastian. I'm like, okay. I was like, so I said, so next Wednesday. He was like, today. I was like, well, yeah, today is Wednesday. So I didn't even know what day it was when he told me you were coming on. But I am super glad that you are here.
Thank you.
And and like the commercial said, be right back. So Gabe is over there. Gabe ain't got no mic. He can't say hi to you, but Gabe is in the house. He's running the knobs and faders.
Yeah.
And so anyway, what's up, Gabe? He can, I know y'all heard that deep, rich voice. I know y'all heard it. So anyway, yeah, we got Sebastian Phoenix Bass in the house with us. How you doing, Bass?
Man, I'm doing great. Before we go much further, I need to make sure I give you guys your flowers now.
Oh, thank you.
And that is, in case you guys didn't know, it's been over 15 years that I've been a part of your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I've seen the kids grow up,
Yes.
and I've seen us grow up. So
Right.
I want to say
Yes.
this is a pleasure and a privilege to be here.
Yes, it is.
And I will do everything I can to represent.
Well,
There you
thank
go.
you.
There you go. And now, 15 years ago, neither one of us had this gray sitting here, for one thing.
No, I want to make myself an official member of the Silver Foxes for Men in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah,
So-
you know what? Yeah, you need to join the group. They were actually at the Green Jacket, and they had a lot of people was watching and came out to see them. You know?
No, I was joking, but you're for real.
Oh, yeah, for real, yeah. You can join the crew.
Yeah, you can join the club,
Okay.
Okay, if y'all watching, y'all got two new. Remember, I don't know what.
members.
I don't know what the interview process is like, but
But we We start off with the grades.
You know,
Yes.
yeah, you know,
I think
before,
you left a little gray,
know.
testicles. I think you're automatically in.
Yes, yes.
I was wondering, is there an initiation? You know, I mean, do you what do you
Gabe got a
what,
ways to go.
what,
You know.
are you a
Y'all
silver?
find out. Let them
Are
know.
you a silver cub before you a silver fox? But Bass, I'm glad you're here. You know, we were
Thank you.
we were talking, and you were telling me this story, about a health scare that you had, and just having to navigating your way your life back from there, getting in better shape and stuff. And we always try to encourage people to get healthy. Because we ain't got but one go around.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, I was moved and impressed by your story. And so I was just wondering if we could kind of, talk about it and just kind of share it
Absolutely.
and encourage some other people.
Yes, sir.
So tell me about that first day that you noticed.
Well, like most African American men, I can tell the story that I used to be a star football player in high school and had a chance to go to college, but one day I woke up and realized I was fat, out of shape.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
That's something about that. The time just goes.
But I still had the mental mentality
Right.
that I wasn't. So almost over a year ago, I had a regular doctor's appointment scheduled, and my doctor, real nice young man, African American. I went to him, and they checked my blood pressure.
Yeah.
And the nurse left out of the room because she thought maybe she was having a problem with her equipment. And then a doctor came in, and he took the blood pressure. And he said, "Did you walk in here?" I said, "I drove." He said, "Well, you won't be driving out." I'm like, "What's wrong?" I felt normal.
Right.
Yeah.
He says, "I don't think I've ever seen someone's blood pressure so elevated.
Wow.
I need to call the ambulance now." I says, "For what? I feel normal."
Right.
He says, "Nothing is normal."
Right. Yeah.
And so I said, "Well, instead of you calling the ambulance, which I got to pay for, I'm going to drive myself because to me, I still feel normal."
Right.
He says, "Whatever you do, go there."
Right.
And so I called my bestie and told her that I needed to go to ER, and she took off of work, and we went to ER. And when I got checked in, once you tell them you're there for the heart, they kind of skip you in the line.
Right. Yeah.
And they got me to the back, and that nurse said to her, "Did he walk in here?"
Wow. I want to know how high it was.
And she said, "Yes." And he did. He's like, "This is extremely too high. We need to give him some meds, and we need to get the doctor to see him." So they, did get it under control. But what an awakening
Yeah.
Right.
for me to realize, you take care of so many people,
Right.
and you're the umbrella for your household and for your family.
Right.
But you about to go out,
Yeah. Yeah. Really.
And,
Yeah.
exactly. And you don't even know it.
and you don't even know it because what you considered normal.
Yeah.
He didn't even want to finish the exam. He didn't check anything else.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He was adamant that I went to ER.
Right.
And so I did, and they got it under control. And that doctor looked at me, and she said, "Yeah, it was extremely high. But the question is, what are you going to do?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Now
where the
that you
rubber meets the
know.
road.
Yeah.
what are
Now
you
that
gonna
now
do?
that you know,
Now
what are
that
you
you
going
know, what are you going to do? And so I grew up with a philosophy of being concerned about 6 F's: my faith, my family, my finances, my fellowship, and my friends and family. But none of that matters if I didn't take care of my health,
That's
take
right.
care of me. So I agreed to take the meds, and although I did have one question for the doctor, because there was about 6 pills in total that I was going to be taking. And I asked, "Could you please tell me what mouse did you guys test that took all 6 of these pills
all at once.
at once?" And they said, "Probably none, because of how they have to do testing." I said, "So I'm about to take 6 pills. Is there a time span? Can somebody tell me what can I do to not be on the meds? What can
Yeah.
I do differently or
you
better,
go.
I don't
Right.
want to be on
Right, yeah,
6 pills.
yeah.
And so I finally had my doctor say, hey, I'm convinced if you lose some weight, if you take better care of your health,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and we get on a program and see your blood sugar is okay, your blood pressure is okay,
Right.
your A1C is okay, then I can gradually start taking you off of meds and see how you cope from
Right.
there. And so I bought a Fitbit.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know, okay, I'm a close. Let me see.
I
How
bought
many rings
a
are closed?
Fitbit, joined a membership,
Okay.
and was adamant that I need not lie down and go to sleep if I didn't do 10,000 steps.
Okay.
Okay.
And so gradually I start seeing the difference and the change. And eventually I went back for the checkup, anticipating and excited because I knew I had done what I said I was going to do.
Right.
And so, wow, to see that same doctor's face, he's like, man, you've lost 50 pounds.
Yeah, come on. So you can see it in your face.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all can applaud that
Yes,
first of all.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you know.
You've lost 50 pounds. I'm taking you off of one of the meds right now.
Okay.
We need to get your blood work back, and let's see where we go from there.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm glad to report that my A1C was a record number for me, and
Yeah.
and everything is working best. So again, the question for me, Mr. Stewart, is what am I going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah. And you've been doing some of those things already, and I'm glad you used the word "do" because I'm gonna go ahead and let her. I'm gonna jab myself this time. I'm gonna tell one of them old person
One of the
old person adages. But it was Yoda that said, "There is no try, you do or not do." So, and so I'm glad that you said that I'm doing and that I'm not trying to do. You know.
Right. So my question for you, Bass, is with you doing the 10,000 steps, did you change your diet? Did you, kind of what was that? The 10,000 steps was, obviously you're tracking it. So were you eating less? Kind of what, because exercise is one thing, but you got to change how you eat.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. So I began, I think it's called a Mediterranean.
Yes.
So that in protein.
Mm-hmm.
So with me loving to grill.
Yeah, it was easy.
My
Yeah.
Sundays consist of grilling some chicken breasts and whatever else with steak. And so getting rid of things that I love that I knew wasn't good for me. There's no bread in the
Yeah.
house.
No bread?
No.
Well, there you go.
There's no Debbie's snack cakes.
No,
Is
no,
that-
no, no,
No, little Debbie.
No,
Oh man,
she's not-
he fired little Debbie.
She's not welcome.
Yeah, I know them zebra cakes.
'Cause she-
them zebra cakes was good.
Little Debbie wasn't making me little.
He done kicked little Debbie to the curb, y'all.
Right.
Sodas. I did switch back to some alternative sweets instead of using sugar, and just like you said, seeing the difference. Maybe perhaps even in my clothing,
Yeah.
because I did learn that haterade is real. Just because you're looking good and feeling good, everybody ain't gonna tell you.
Right, yeah, man.
So true friends, you guys are. But
Haterade is on the shelf of most stores.
Right, exactly. No, it's true because you start losing weight and like, people are like, well, what you doing?
is he
so-
sick?
Yeah, right, exactly, yes.
Yeah, he done lost a lot of weight. That's must be something wrong.
No, just getting healthy.
No,
So now, is there a goal? Meaning you've lost 50. So what is next? I know you're trying to come off of everything altogether. So what is next in the get healthy movement? Meaning, are you good where you're at? Are you trying to lose another 50? Is there a mark that you're trying to hit?
Well, that's a great question. For me, another thing that was a big incentive is that with my birthday being October 4th, one of my sons had my first grandchild, October 9th.
Okay.
Taylor Simone.
Oh.
Now, she was what they call a preemie.
Preemie.
And so she came in at just 3 pounds.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And so I decided, that I wanted to be called Opa.
Opa.
OPA, German for grandfather.
Okay.
Okay.
And if my baby girl needs to gain weight to get out this hospital. Her Opa is going to lose weight
That's right.
so that I could be able to play with her and catch
That's
up
right,
with her
that's right.
and chase her.
Oh.
Exactly.
So she was also a motivation because I knew that if she had to fight
Yeah,
to be here,
right.
then why can't I fight to stay here?
That's right.
Oh,
So
you might have to say that again, man. That was you know what I mean, but I'm kidding. But,
Well, okay,
you know.
if Taylor Sabow got to fight to be here,
That's right.
then her Opa is going to fight to stay here. And so I'm at the point, Charlamagne, where I want to make this as a habit, a way of life.
That's right.
Recently, we went to Vegas, and while there, me and my bestie split entrees. Only because to eat one whole entree would have been too much, and I would have felt super bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was impressed that that was enough.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've learned that, by even the size of the plates and the things that I'm using, if they're not huge, I don't feel like I'm eating at grandma's where you better finish all that food on that plate.
Yeah, that's something to be said about that. There are certain things that we are, are put on us that we don't realize, like having to eat all your food on your plate. You don't have to eat all of the food on the plate. Make me a small plate, and if I want some more, I can come back, and at that time I can decide. But no, that is true because we don't realize that making a person eat everything on the plate, regardless if they are full or
You can't
hungry.
get down till you finish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which that never worked for me. I was a stubborn little girl, very stubborn. It didn't matter. I would sit there.
You were not eating
I
those-
was not. If I didn't want it, I was not eating it.
Yeah, I tried that, and it's funny because I was a stubborn little guy. In fact, there was some things that I just wasn't eating.
Period.
And period, I just wasn't gonna eat it. When chitlins just struck me the wrong way when I was a kid. I walked in the house and that smell hit me, and I was like, I will never eat that.
Yeah.
And they was like, well, that's what we having today. I was like, wait, I'll go without today.
Yeah, and just like, and then I've shared this before, but I have the torture story from Dad, where he was on a date and he took his children with him, and that person made liver and onions, and so
On the date?
well, he took us to her home.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
She made liver and onions. And so, we as kids, when they say you hungry, we're like, sure, we can eat. She made a plate. We're like, me and Tahan is like, what is this? And so, and she was like, oh, they don't have to eat. And he was like, no, you cooked it. They gonna eat it. Me and Tahan was just like, well, we said, we'll sit right here. And there we sat.
And there they sat. I'm over here laughing because and there they sat too.
Not
no.
a problem.
But it is,
That was child abuse. I didn't even think you ate liver.
Hey, shoot. Well, you know what? When you said that, I was sitting here thinking because I used to eat meat back then, but even when I ate meat,
You wasn't doing that.
liver was not my favorite thing. It had to be perfect for me to eat it, and I've had liver that I enjoyed a couple times, but most of the time it was like it was no, get that away. So when you said that, I was like, yeah, that was pretty cruel of me because liver's not my favorite thing either.
You trying to win over the date. So.
And that's really what it was.
Well, so they just bust me out.
Yeah, see, he
Show
was
some authority in front of the woman.
He was showing
I
that
got these two kids
he
under
was
control.
showing that he was a hierarchical type of leader.
Hierarchical.
Yeah, where it was just he was not necessarily a dictator, but you were going to
I
do
got
what he
these under
said.
control.
Yeah. And at that time, he became a servant leader because he realized that he was leading us. He wasn't going to eat it. So to make us joyful, we was not eating it.
I'm leaving though.
But in all seriousness, though, it is a way of life to, really, push away from the table and say, okay, you know what, I'm good, I'm full, I don't have to eat everything.
Yeah.
And And it's actually cool to have leftovers. You know, I think even that, for many people, leftovers are taboo. It's like, oh, I don't eat leftovers. Well, who came up with that? It's because you were supposed to eat all your food. I'm good with leftovers. You know, I'm looking forward to it because I don't want to be full. I don't want to be sluggish. I don't want to, you know, be up out of here. Yeah. So I think that is good. And I know that me and my bestie, we share everywhere. If we're out together, okay, what we eating, and we split it. And we're just fine.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a fine way of saying part of being successful thus far has been having an accountability partner.
Right.
At that same time that I was working on it, instead of my bestie just being a cheerleader, they also started doing it as well.
Gotcha.
And so she too has, slimmed up.
Yeah.
And, I know we're live, and she's looking good with
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Yeah, it is okay to say looking good. You can say she's looking damn good on this show.
And she's looking damn good.
Okay, okay.
Hey, bestie, if you're watching.
So having an accountability partner has been successful because we check in on each other, and when I, go through that drive-through, and either she smells it or sees it,
Yeah.
oh, so we cheating today.
Right, you're like,
Just a little bit, but it's a happy meal.
right.
I'm happy anyway.
Right, exactly. I'm happy I know.
At least I didn't sneak.
Right, yeah, I got what I got.
I didn't eat it in the car around the corner.
Right.
So having an accountability partner has been successful. But back to your initial question, the goal, perhaps maybe 30 more pounds, but to the point to where not only am I feeling my best, I'm looking my best, but I want to get out and perhaps help others. And maybe, like tonight, if I have opportunity, if I could just reach one person.
Yeah,
Right.
And,
yeah.
and especially, African American men, especially.
And just say, hey,
we
take it serious.
have to take our health more serious.
Yes,
Right.
more seriously.
And if we find out what's wrong, then we need to find out what can we do about it.
And I'm glad that you started your story by saying that when you went to the both times you went to both to the doctor and to the hospital, that they asked you, did you walk in there or did you drive there? And you said, yes, I feel normal. And I wanted to bring that to the forefront because a lot of us, we don't know what it is to feel good because we've felt bad so long that that feeling bad becomes normal. And that's where we get into a space where we are, where we're just having these instantaneous heart attacks and strokes and so it's about, for me, it's about just learning to listen to your body again, because it talks to us, it tells us,
Right.
and most of the time we ignore what it's saying because of what we want. And it's funny, my coworker today, she said, you're a little strange. I've never met anybody like you. She said, you're the only person I've ever met that talks about food as nourishment. You don't talk about like, ooh, this tastes good or ooh, this. And I said, well, no, I don't, because I've kind of programmed myself to eat based on what my body's getting from it, not what my taste buds can get from it or what my eyes can get from it, because
that's the only way you can eat beets, I think. It's nourishment.
I happen to like beets.
I happen to not like
Is
them.
that iron?
Yeah, beets are loaded with iron. Yeah.
Gabe, you like beets?
Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
See, Gabe's,
They're pickled, maybe?
I used to, I don't have a mic, but my grandparents used to have a garden. And so my grandma used to go and pick up all of the beets and stuff like that and just cut them up. I used to tear 'em up.
Oh yeah, Gabe
Okay.
said his grandmother had a
You like
garden and
beets?
they would
Yes, in
they
the
would go
salad.
out there
In the
and
salad?
get the
Okay,
beets.
not regular.
Yeah, I'm not going to have them by themselves, but I'll take it with a salad.
So then question, what is, describe what is feeling good and what is feeling bad. Meaning, now that you knew that the way you were feeling, you thought was fine was not fine. So, what is the difference now? Like, are you not sluggish? Do you have more energy? Like, what are the things that now you can say you should have known, but maybe you didn't? Meaning, do you have more energy now? Like, what are the, because sometimes a person may get a little slow. They'd be like, okay, I'm a little slow. I'm just going to rest, but not realizing that that's their body talking to them.
Feeling better to me, and I appreciate that question, but feeling better to me almost lines up with what you said. I can tell you what I ate today because, number one, I'm proud of what I ate.
Yeah.
Right.
And number two, I know that if I had stopped at Brahms and got those fries and that burger, I was going to feel awful.
Gotcha.
So because I've been on this habit for so long for doing my best to do better,
Yeah.
when I do steer and do wrong,
Right.
fast food doesn't taste good to me anymore.
Right, yeah. It's not the
it's
same.
it's like my whole taste bud
It's changed.
has changed.
Yeah.
Over Christmas, I mean, the food looked great.
Oh yeah.
But I was so glad that I was part of hosting the family that I didn't get a chance to sit
down and really.
because I didn't want it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't want the guests to feel like, wait a minute, this brother not eating his own cooking.
Because your dressing is usually one thing that everybody come for. Everybody, they request and can you please make me some dressing?
So by having guests, I was able to, make sure everybody was happy, they had what they wanted, but it was because I didn't want to eat.
Yeah.
And so I think feeling good and feeling better, energy-wise, is there. One of the myths that I want to get past, that even though I'm having to still take some of the meds, my sex life is still good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I've learned that any muscle is like being in the gym. You have to
use it.
flex them, use them.
Yeah, you have to use them.
If you want
Yeah.
to, get strong.
Yeah.
So, no, I feel good.
Okay, well, you feel great. Yeah, 'cause that will be one of the things people say. Okay, you take blood pressure pills. I've heard that people say that before, so they got to go get some Cialis or some Viagra or the stuff at the gas station.
Listen to your body. There's a peak for men.
Okay.
Mine happened to be 5 o'clock in the morning. I probably can't do it at 10 at night.
You gonna wake up with it.
But you got to know.
But you gotta know your peak. Yeah. So you gotta know where your go time is.
Hey, and everybody around needs to know too. But don't be looking at me at 10. I'm gonna disappoint both of us.
Right.
But 5, you in trouble.
Well, I guess I can admit that I'm kind of a morning guy myself. And although I'm not restricted to that time of day, I'm kind of a morning guy
I
myself.
gotta listen to my body.
Yeah,
I'm choking over here. Well, so now we're gonna do a survey. If you are over 50, are you a morning guy? Gabe, or you're still young, so you have all day guy. See, the young guy in the room, he's like, it's whatever.
Jason, he's around the clock guy.
If I could have bothered it, Gabe, I would have. But I didn't know better.
But now you know what you're looking forward to. You were, yeah.
I stay in the gym.
Hey,
At least I can prolong it. Sometimes.
yeah, they make it last, huh? But yeah, I mean, I believe that being healthy sexually is a part of being healthy. I mean, it is something that most people at least think about a lot. Even if they don't put any effort into it.
They say it does lengthen your life. I can't remember by how many years, but it might get you an extra 60,000 miles. If you're
Well,
active.
yeah,
if you're very active, it might get you extra 120,000. But seriously though, I think it's like 10 to 12 years. Right.
But you also got to admit, though, losing some of the stomach helps the brother.
That's true.
Well, it
That's
does.
true.
Yeah.
So
it definitely being mobile I guess, being able to bend and to move, definitely helps when it comes to, especially, when you want to have a staycation and not just a visit.
I know he's trying to.
Fight to say this.
I know. I'm just like, okay, it's 7:40. I don't think any kids are watching.
I'm
But I did have
trying
a plan. I did have a plan B
Okay.
because I was prepared. What if?
Right.
And what my plan B was, you have to make sure you're good at something.
Yeah.
So I was ready to be good at something else.
Oh, okay.
I had a backup.
You got to back up.
I had a backup.
I can imagine.
Hey,
and the backup is important because there's a lot of people who want
Hey,
this. Very
the proficiency is important.
I know you got to cover. You got to cover it all.
Cover it all.
So then, now like the new you are. So now you're like, all right, I feel better. I've lost this weight. I still have 30 pounds more than I want to go. Has the bucket list changed? Meaning, when you feel better, then you're able to see different things for yourself. You know what I mean? So have you added something? Are you about to try to be able to go skydiving? Are you going to try to, run a marathon? Like have we, people add things to the list. They switch it up a little bit. Because when you're able to do more, it opens up the possibilities.
Well, you're making me think.
Well, that's good.
No, but sincerely, the bucket list for me, I do want to travel. I'm excited about being a grandparent.
Right.
My parents loved on my kids and made it hard on me. So I'm looking forward.
Yeah, you're doing the same.
I'm looking forward to loving that baby so much that when she go home, they have to
Reprogram the baby.
reprogram her. But I just want to, I think now I feel like I can focus on that finance piece. And so there are some things that I want to, pursue finance-wise. And I think part of being with KISS Wealth and KISS Health, I'm headed in the right direction.
That's right.
Yep. You are.
That was a theme song point there.
Yeah, exactly. There it is. Yeah, because I will tell you, like, there's so much. Like, 2025 is the year to thrive, and everybody's saying, okay, thrive in 2025, but it really is. It's about the new connections. I think 2024 was so hard for so many people. So many people had so many different struggles, whether it was health, whatever it was finance. So people are coming into the new year with new outlooks, but seriously new outlooks, not, pretend, and not necessarily saying that they needed a resolution because, but they realized that they definitely needed to make some new connections.
Correct.
Everyone's reaching out, and it's like, oh, wow, this is so good. And it's intentional. And it's because people want better. They definitely want better because 2024 was hard. Whether or not you had, $2 million or you had $2, it was hard.
It was.
And so, and like even, think about California. I'm going way to the left, but going with California and all the people losing everything in the top of the year.
And my prayers go out to everyone who is experiencing hardship because of those fires, because it has really been devastating. So my prayers go out to everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, because now they said there's some new fires that started.
Yeah, a new one started today.
Yeah, and so. You think about just the perfect storm that one is, but even for them, those people who had all the money in the world never thought they were going to have to ask for help. And I'm not saying everybody, but a majority of people, they're having to ask for help, and they're having to make new connections. So definitely, I think. The takeaway for many people is realize this season that everyone is in, and y'all need to make connections and reach out. And even, for us, we've been friends you're my brother for forever and ever and ever. Our kids went to the same
Head Start.
Like,
And now
those
they're
kids, yeah, exactly. They're in college now. Like, it's amazing how how it goes, but it's just such a
You guys
a
are making me
privilege.
feel really old.
You know.
I was sitting there
No,
looking
that's
like
5 o'clock old or 10 o'clock old?
Yeah, well, no, 6:30, 7 o'clock. You know,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but I was sitting there listening to it's like, well, the kids were so little, and now they're, now they're in college, and they're, and they're shaving, and I'm like, well, yeah, so I guess
Yeah.
time has.
Yeah, because we used to go pick the kids up, and Madison and Trey, they just had they stuff that they had going on at the school, and yeah.
But I will say with seriousness for a moment that it is all the more important that I have been on a path that I now want to share to take care of yourself and to reap the benefit of it. I have been around to see my kids and my grandkids, and now my great grandkids are growing up, and to and I can still go out there and play with them. Like you were saying earlier, I can still go out there and play with them. As a matter of fact, the last time I think that Charlie was concerned about me, you had an event. It was an outdoor event, and we were out there running around throwing a ball or whatever, and I tripped and fell. And I think that you had the old person hat on. It's like she ran over. Are you all right? And I was like, no, I had jumped up. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
but just being able to go out there and do that and throw the ball with
Right.
Trey, and just to run around, just to be able to do that stuff and to do it and not have to not move for a week afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
To not have to stop moving afterwards. So I'm really very humble and grateful that I was given some information that I can.
One quick question for both of you on the topic of health. What spearheaded you all to be on your health journey, and how did you maintain staying on it?
That's a good thing, because
Yeah.
that's a good question. Because I think somebody pointed out that I'm still able to wear my clothes from 10 years ago. Now they may be a little more snugger, but the last year I did put on a couple of pounds. But I say that I just have always had a vision of me, and it was not necessarily aesthetics, but I just knew what I wanted to look like and what I wanted to feel like. So whenever I got fluffy, and fluffy for me, because people say, girl, you still small, but when I got fluffy for me, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, hold up, wait a minute. So I never allowed myself to go beyond, I never wanted to go by. That's probably what it is. I never wanted to go. I never want to get rid of my clothes. I never wanted to be like, okay, nix-nay that, and I'm on to the next thing. So I just made sure that when I was in motion with the kids, because as moms, we will get fluffy because we're running with the kids. So it's easy to go into the Brahms or the McDonald's. So what I would do is, when I was getting them their stuff, instead of getting a burger at McDonald's, I would get a fillet of fish, and I wouldn't get any fries, and I would open it up and make sure I got all the tartar sauce, and I would eat just one side of it with the bread. Allow myself one starch, and then allowing myself 2 sweets. So if I ate 2 pieces of candy in a day, that was it. So I really monitored myself that way. So I've always allowed myself to eat what I wanted, but I just, had the discipline to cut it off and know, okay, well, you've had too much of this or you had too much of that. So that's was my moderation. So that's how I've always done it.
Yeah, and I was adopted. Yeah, I think we've shared that story. But my family, I was adopted into an older family, and they were checking out. They were dying. The people that were my age, 67, they were hobbling around, and my vision of being old was pretty scary. And I just knew that there had to be another way of doing things. I didn't know what it was yet, but I started, putting 2 and 2 together. I wasn't even writing stuff down. It's like, people that seem to eat a lot of pork seem to have heart attacks. So I just really kind of started, okay, so I'm gonna leave that alone then. So in 1975, I gave up pork. I was still eating everything else, everything. And
I was 1 year old.
yep. Yep. So you never had a pork chop at the house or anything because we had given it up. But and I just kept on digging for how to be healthy, and what just things, small things. I mean, like even like drinking enough water. We are our bodies are 70 to 80% water, and over 70% of us walk around dehydrated most of the time. So just doing things to so that trying to learn to give this what it needs. But I really was inspired in the beginning, to answer your question directly, because of the old people that were getting sick in my family, and I just, I didn't want that to be my end. I really didn't.
And then I think too, probably even my career choice too. Honestly, my career choice. I've been in sales for as long as you've known me, right? And not to say that people in sales can't be a little fluffy. You can, but it just didn't. It didn't fit my vision.
Well, you know what it is? It's like the Matrix.
Right.
You have a vision of yourself in here, and you will allow yourself to. You'll definitely allow yourself to be that person. Now, if you allow that person to change, then you allow this to change to meet that person. So the thing is to have a vision of yourself that is realistic, but that one that you can look at and smile.
Right.
You gotta have that vision of yourself. You gotta have your own matrix. You gotta have that vision of yourself that you can look at and smile every day, and then work to be that.
Right.
Just work to be that.
One of the things that I gained from working with you, because when I first got there, I knew I could sell, but I didn't know
everything.
I didn't know how to walk into a room and own it.
Yeah.
And so here it was, Charlamagne was sending me to this luncheon and this real estate meeting and this. And so over time, it was a comfort thing for me to just walk into a room knowing, I'm not going to know anybody, but somebody's going to leave knowing me.
That's right.
And so part of this journey, I know I'm ready to go back into those rooms.
Exactly, and be like, I am here.
Yeah, but 2 years ago, I didn't want to go.
Right,
Yeah.
and see what I love about that, like one thing, like we all have been. There's so many things I've learned from you. Well, y'all, if y'all don't know, he's a great chef. So now I'm pretty sure you're still cooking it a different way. So
Yeah.
I want to do an event with you for that.
Okay.
And so, but
Vegetarian entrees, of course.
yes, of course, of course, because I teach and say a lot of people would always think that I couldn't cook because of my size, right? And then when I did cook, you're like pleasantly surprised.
You're like, oh,
Charlamagne can really cook.
yeah, she can.
So I'm probably, the person in Mercedes, Charmaine's gonna cook something. If you don't know me, they'll be like, oh, I don't know about that. And then
She is one of the people that has hooked me up. And for people, we got to get ready to close. But for people that are because you mentioned something earlier too. You mentioned that you didn't want to offend the family at the event, by not eating your own cooking or whatever. But that is a real struggle for people who are changing their diet, because people, like you said, the hater rate is real.
Yes, it
is. And when you start to do better yourself, people around you will start, what's wrong with you? Too good to do that now, and you get the whole gambit. So I want to encourage people to stand for the person that you want to be.
that's right.
Because I'd mentioned on the way here, but I know a lot of influential men in my life have told me that if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So,
That's true.
So stand for what stand for the person that you want to be. And
right.
if you don't want to eat something or drink something, don't let somebody talk you into doing something that you don't want to do, especially if you know it's not good for you.
And the other thing I got from Bass was that his greetings. I loved your greetings. He would always say, "Hey, fabulous, amazing, beautiful,
Yeah,
wonderful,"
yeah.
and and so you need that too.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Fabulous, amazing, wonderful.
That's right.
You are
Healthy
doing-
new you.
I know, right?
I received that.
But
Exactly.
I guess it is time for us to shut it down.
Yeah.
Gabe waved and said we don't have to
We
go
gotta
home,
go.
but we got to get the out of here. So
now, is there anything, because I know that you're still in the finance world, is there anything that you're going to do new, venture-wise, business-wise, that people need to be on the lookout for?
I can see in 2025 that I'll probably be some way, some shape, form, or fashion with Kiss Wealth.
Okay.
Back on the lending side of things. So
Love it.
I'm really, 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 really looking forward to that because I know that a lot of people don't realize it, but when you find someone who is good at something, if you research them long enough, you'll find out that not only do they love what they do, but they care.
That's true.
And that's how I feel about Charlemagne as well as yourself, Mr.
Yeah.
Stewart.
Yeah.
We care. We love it. We're just so glad that you are here.
Bass, thank you, brother, for
Yes, sir.
for coming out and hanging out with us. This is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. We will be back. Same facts time, same facts channel.
That's right.
Getting that too. See?
That same factor. And then you have to love yourself. So that way you can love somebody else,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
you-
right. So, Gabe, good to see you, my brother. So, see you on the next one. See everybody later. Take care of yourself, and love yourself.
That's right.
See y'all next time.
Hey, this is Charlie.
So
This is JR.
I have
Host of Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. Broadcasting live.